Hi, my name is Justin. I wish to make another video about polyglots on YouTube since everybody thinks I'm so obsessed with Betty. I want to make a different video about Moses McCormick. I don't even know the guy on YouTube. Most of those polyglots don't even like me and they ignore me. I write them a couple messages to them, they don't even write back. You know? I think Clugston and his fans are out there disliking my videos, trying to attack me as some sort of comeback measure against me for what I posted against Christophe Clugston. He and his legions of fans are out attacking me on the internet. Seems like they have no mercy for anyone whom they disagree with. They seem to not like people they disagree with, unfortunately. Anyway, I'm making another video about Ya lublю тебя, Julie. Julie, я люблю тебя. Dio is empeora. Yo ye is empeora. That's Russian artist Alexei Steele. Da 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 da. Yes, that's all the propaganda I need to hear from NPR about Julie Steele supposedly being a Russian, but there's no connection there. There's no connection there at all. Boy, I wish I had a girlfriend and I wasn't alone and I wasn't bored and I wasn't jacking off. Did I just say that? Did I just say that? Did I just say that? No, I didn't say that. Damn, I just said that. Anyway, I've had enough of not having a girlfriend, being depressed and having no way out. Often, the one way out for a lot of people is to kill themselves, which I would not recommend doing because that's a very bad way to solve your problems. And you'll be dead too. Isn't that a great way to die? Knowing you cut your own life short? Isn't that just great? Cutting your own life short. That's just pretty stupid. Anyway, I wish to make another video about polyglot. Ja sam polyglota. Polyglota. Ja govorim 7 jezika. 10 jezika. Ja sam Amerikanac. Ja gledam, slušam, ja čuvam na glas Rusija na srpskom. Ja znam glas Rusija. Ja sam ja lublю glas Golos Rossi. Golosu Rossi. Golos Rossi. I recommend for anybody willing to immerse themselves in foreign languages to do Voice of Russia. I'm sorry that my one video wasn't good enough, so it got disliked. We got 2 dislikes, which I'm sorry about. I'm really sorry. I could do better next time, I guess. But I just want to make a video about Benny. I'm sick of making videos about Benny. He never listens to me. He never listens to any of the new polyglots like me on YouTube. He's too busy with himself. And Christophe Clugston is too. They're all in their own little world. I'm sorry to say. They're off in their own little world, being famous and being well known on YouTube, whereas I'm not. I don't care to be in a I don't want to be known on YouTube. I just want to make a video, and that's the end of that. I want to make videos on YouTube. Imam priateli, imam i priatelice u Srbiji. Prijateljica zovi se Milica Radulović. I'm on the outs with a lot of Russians out there on the internet. They mostly ignore me. They don't talk to me. The girls in Erie are probably creeped out by how I look. I'm not one of them, so therefore they don't like me, and they're very close-minded people. I don't think they're very open-minded at all. And they're religious too, I suppose that makes a combination. Well, I live here in Cochranton with my staff, and I'll never get rid of them. They're gonna be here forever. And I'm gonna be here in this house on Creveling Road for a long, long time. I'm gonna be here for a long time because I'm apparently not up to their standards that they like me to be, because they're so full of shit. How they want me to become an automaton human being that has no love for anything, just to stop missing his parents and stuff, and I have to do housework and stuff and prove I'm capable of doing that. But I'm not too sure about that. I just want to live here in Cochranton with my parents, with my staff. I want to go back to Corey to live with my parents again, but that's impossible. I deserted them a year ago to live out here in Cochranton. First it was Meadville at Gulfview Manor. Now somebody took over my apartment in Gulfview Manor. And Samantha now lives there. Now I'm living here in Cochranton with my family, with my staff. Ever since I moved out to Creveling Road about a year ago. And I'm welcomed at the Touchstone Solutions office where I'm talking to Diana Tar, who is the head of the Touchstone Solutions program. I'm in. Yeah, I list names. I shouldn't do that though. I don't think that would be appropriate, but I'm not redoing this video because Jeremy said to. Or if he did at all. I'm not redoing a video 10 minutes over again. Okay. My staff are who they are. I prefer to say names because it shows the world my condition that I'm in, that I live in. Shows the world what I'm doing here. It just shows the world what's going on here. And that's all I want, is for the world to see what's going on here in Cochranton, on Creveling Road, just outside of Meadville. I want the world to see what's going on. I want the world to see. I don't want the world looking at my place or looking at me. I'm just an ordinary person in an ordinary world. I'm not famous like Britney Spears or Justin Timberlake or Shakira or Tila Tequila or any of those dickheads. And I don't want to be either. I just want to make a video and make it short to the point. Make a video about about speaking foreign languages. You know, Christophe Clugston says I don't get it about learning. I've gotten learning about foreign languages. I have my own method of learning foreign languages, which I've used to learn from dictionaries and stuff. It's not efficient, not exactly efficient, but I know something in those languages, and that doesn't make me retarded like what this guy claims to be. And I know as much as I want to know, and I know what I do want to know, and that's that. Learning on the internet and talking to people, interacting with people, speaking foreign languages is fun. I don't need dickheads like Christophe Clugston telling me that I'm wrong. He's so full of himself, it's ridiculous. Other polyglots on YouTube are full of themselves. If they understood the kind of world that I live in. If only they understood the kind of world that I live in. The small town world. They live in big cities like Skopje or Bangkok or whatever. And they travel all over and they have all this money. Benny probably saved up years of money just to travel. I don't have anything like that. Most of my money goes toward living expenses. I wish it didn't. I wish I could manage my own money. But I don't think Touchstone Solutions will allow that. Much to my misfortune. I'm sorry to say. I'm gaining a following on YouTube. But I'm not going to be famous. I don't want to be famous. If I am famous, if this video goes viral, then great. Then great. This video goes viral. Then great. That's fine. But I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be viral all over the internet, Gangnam Style. Oppa Gangnam Style. Oppa Gangnam Style. Yeah. That Gangnam Style guy creeps me out. Now I'm not in focus. What the hell? There we go. Distorted now to focus for a little bit. Yeah. I decided to fade into the background, and I did. I decided to fade into the background. Fade into the blackness. And those are my maps, and this is my bedroom. No one's going to hit Christophe Clugston. He's picking on me. He says that I'm not going to be famous if I sit in my bedroom all the time. Well, he's right about that, but I meet people at Touchstone Solutions. I meet, but I'm not going to a big city to meet new people. Because I don't have the money. I don't have the money. The only big city I could go to is Erie or Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is bigger. I want to go to Pittsburgh. I want to find foreign language speakers there. Chinese, Russians, all kinds of polyglots. Benny probably met all the polyglots in Pittsburgh. Due to his trip in Pittsburgh, I never saw him there because my parents wouldn't let me go there because they didn't have the money. This gas costs too much to travel to Pittsburgh. Everything costs too much. The bastards in Arabia seem to charge us out the nose for gasoline. And the market, the telemarket, not the telemarketers, who the hell are those people? Speculators, yeah, that's it, speculators. In their speculation market about gas prices, why they're so damn high. It used to be 50 years ago you could get in a car and go to travel wherever you could in the country, and even to Canada 50 years ago you could go to Canada and travel on travel without a passport. Now you can't do that anymore. Now quality of life is going to grind so awful. Quality of life is going to grind to a halt after gasoline is no longer used. We're going to have real trouble. The oil industry practically has shills and agencies in the government. We're practically going to be living off the government. We're going to be practically, not all of us are living off the government, thank God, and there are plenty of conservatives out there. But I live off the government, the money and a dole to my misfortune. I don't have a lot of money. I'm stuck. Our country's going to end up like North Korea, where we have no money, where nobody has any money, and we're going to have a juche self-reliance ideology. That's not going to work. We're going to be practicing a form of juche in this country. Yeah, if anybody... Yeah, well, I recommend not watching that What is Juche video, because that's propaganda. All it shows is a bunch of quotes about Kim Jong-il, Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-un. Yeah, they all begin with K, so yeah, that's a funny joke. That's racist, yes, I know, but yeah, who gives a shit? Anyway, about Kim Jong-un, about just a bunch of quotes and juxtaposed to a North Korean marching song. Seems like all the North Korean people think that North Korea is better than us. But it's the poorest, one of the poorest nations on earth. We're going to end up pretty much poor. I am poor. I'm proud of it. I have a little money. All I get is a check every Wednesday. And I go spend it on sheets. Man, I get a measly $15 a week. $15. I want more than $15. I want to be able to earn some more money, some real money. I want a job, but no one's letting me have a job because I have to go through all the social skills crap or have a job. So I have to go through all this bullshit Jeremy Perry talks about social skills and learning to go through a hierarchy so that I can be able to have a job on my own. But I was going to get a job at Five Guys, but I heard from Ricky that Five Guys in Meadville is going out of business. I'm not even sure if that's true. I'm not sure that's true. If it is, then one of Meadville's finest eating establishments has gone up out of business. That sucks, because Five Guys was all about quality hamburgers for a good price. Their burgers were so much better than any fast food chain. The Coca-Cola Freestyle drink machine is so much better than anything. You get more varieties of Coca-Cola products than any other fast food restaurant. Why is most of the burger joints in the country have Coca-Cola? Why is it Hardee's is Coca-Cola, Burger King is Coca-Cola, Wendy's is Coca-Cola? But yet, if you go to, you'll never find Mexican Coca-Cola at any of the fast food restaurants. I've never seen Mexican Coke in a restaurant. I only go to Sheetz around here and buy it. I love this stuff to death. I only go to Sheetz and buy a bottle of Mexican Coke, which is made with sugar. And I'm surprised they don't have a dispensary machine in the fast food restaurants where you can choose to dispense Coca-Cola de Mexico. Mexico. De Mexico. Proper pronunciation rule. I'm surprised none of the fast food restaurants do this. Why don't they do this? Why don't they give out real sugar Pepsi? Are they afraid somebody's going to throw a bottle at them? Are they afraid that somebody's going to throw a glass bottle at them and hurt them? Are they afraid that somebody's going to hurt themselves with it? What's going on there? Used to be 50 years ago, you'd go to a restaurant and get a glass bottle of soda for a good price. And then 30 years ago, Coca-Cola went to high fructose corn syrup and it tastes like crap. And Coca-Cola tastes like total crap. I think that the Mexican Coke with sugar is better for you. Better, more refined. Not better for you, but certainly better in taste. And a lot more richer tasting than high fructose corn syrup American Coke, which tastes like crap. It tastes like diluted water. It has American Coke has this very diluted taste. Diluted taste. It has this very pronounced aftertaste to it, which I don't like. I don't like the high fructose corn syrup drinks. I don't like high fructose corn syrup. I think it makes people obese and diabetic. So does sugar. So does sugar. But I don't care. I love the stuff. I don't love Mexican. I love Mexican. Damn it! What am I trying to say here? I love Mexican Coke. Okay. I love drinking it. If I get it, but I'm not allowed to drink alcohol. I'm not allowed to buy a case of Budweiser with my money. I'm not allowed to buy a case of Budweiser or a case of Coke or a case of I'm not allowed to buy a case of Mexican Coke. Well, I've bought cases of Mexican Coke at Family Dollar when they were selling them to me at the back store. From the back store or back to the store. I saw Mexican Coke cases at Wegmans for 25 bucks. Pretty good price. I've seen lots of things with my 2 eyes. I've seen Mexican Coke. Apparently my video about advice for foreign languages was not very good. Not very well received. I try to tell people not to to immerse yourself. Go ahead, immerse yourself in a foreign language. Go ahead, do that. Immerse yourself as much as possible. Don't overwhelm yourself. I tend to get overwhelmed easily when learning different languages. Why my personal preference is to not listen to Voice of Russia until you're proficient. But that doesn't seem to work. I just say go out and listen to the language as much as possible. Learn like Tim Donut does, but he never gets overwhelmed easily. He doesn't have ADHD problems with focusing like I do. Autism, it's very tough to learn a language. It's not impossible. It's certainly not impossible. I could say Chucky Arla. Yeah, that's right, Chucky Arla. Chucky Arla. The Irish IRA slogan meaning, our day will come. The day referring to a united Ireland. I hope one day that a united Ireland does come. I pray for a united Ireland. I pray Ireland will become united under the Irish flag instead of the British flag. Because I think it would be world peace if Ireland was united with, if Ireland, the whole island of Ireland was united as one. I think, and Kosovo was given back to Serbia, and Kresy Wschodnie were given back to Poland. Königsberg, Kaliningrad Oblast was given back, and the southern part of East Prussia were given back to Germany. I think the world would be a better place, and if Chernot went back to Rome, Chernotz went back to Romania, I think that would be an even better day. And Bessarabia, in Romanian they call it Bessarabia, we call it Bessarabia. The same place. Bessarabia was given back to Romania. I think that would be even better. Yeah. No one wants to hear my opinions about anything. I'm just a bloated piece of shit who no one wants to listen to, but oh well, that's not me. That's some jerk out there trying to harass me. There's people out there trying to attack me for what I believe. There's people out there trying to attack me. And I have to respond to them in kind. I wish I had grape Kool-Aid or something. I wish I could drink Mexican Kool-Aid. If there was such a thing as Mexican Coca-Cola. Which there is. There is Mexican Coca-Cola. That was a joke. That was a total joke. That was meant to be. Mexican Coca-Cola is proving enormously popular over here. Because it's real sugar aftertaste. Because it's real refined, sugary taste. And people want that sugar taste that tastes more refined and better than American Coke. People love Mexican Coke and buy it in the case. Usually you can find it around here at Sheetz or Tops or Giant Eagle. Sheets, Tops, Giant Eagle, all in Meadville. The two sheets, one on Smock Highway and the other one on Conneaut Lake Road. Two sheets in Meadville. We have two sheets in Meadville. Yeah, so you can find it there. I recommend buying it for anyone interested. I like Walmart. Walmart here in Meadville has Jarritos. That's Jarritos. That's Jarritos? Yeah, is that how you say Jarritos? Yeah, anyway. That's Jarritos. The brand of Mexican soda. Jarritos is an original Mexican soda, unlike Mexican Coke, which is an American beverage made under license down in Mexico. Jarritos is a real Mexican Coke, Mexican beverage. It's made with sugar. And they have Tutti Frutti, fruit punch, and they have orange at Meadville Walmart. Really nice to drink. It's really nice stuff to drink. I love Jarritos. If only they had more of it around here. If only Meadville would sell Jarritos. If only the stores in Erie would sell Jarritos. If only they sell it for 74 cents a bottle at Meadville Walmart. The Jarritos bottles, I don't know how much they sell them for. The thing on the shelf says 74 cents, but I'm not sure if that's the accurate price for it. Anyway, you can buy Mexican Coke for a good portion of money. You can buy Mexican Coke for a nice heaping, for good money. It's good stuff. Yeah, yo amo Coca-Cola de Mexico. Yo amo Coca-Cola Mexicana. Yo quiero una Coca-Cola, por favor. Yo quiero una Coca-Cola, por favor. I don't know. I have an accent when I pronounce Spanish. I know some Spanish, believe it or not. I don't like the illegal immigration and the problems we have with the Hispanics, but that we have to bend to their will, otherwise we're racist and xenophobic and bigoted if we don't, or something like that. But other than that, I like talking to the people. I don't want to see them here illegally. But since Mexico is a total shithole, what else do you have to do? When they come to this country expecting everything to be rich, and Mexico is a shithole, then yeah, I suppose they're going to come here, so what am I supposed to do? People tell me that letting immigrants serve in the military is terrible. Yeah, so as long as they're U.S. citizens and they've been here for several years, that's perfectly fine. Now the British military let Poles and Czechs and Norwegians serve in their military during World War II. Yeah, we could never have a union. We could never have Poles, Czechs, Free French. We could never have a military with Poles, Czechs, Free French, Slovaks, Yugoslavs, Greeks, Dutch, Belgians, Norwegians, Danes. We could never have that. Denmark never had a government in exile in World War II. They just gave in to the Germans. And that was the end of that. And then my barometric pressure was going down recently on my weather station in Meadville. And it's been raining. There was 0.35 inches of rain fell today, and there's a 3-mile-an-hour wind. So, what's up with that? Weather changes every day. That's expected. It happens. It's normal. Okay. I wish the Russian girls out there would stop ignoring me and talk to me. Now I've got Russian males approaching me and talking to me. Now I've got like Russian males instead of Russian females talking to me. I used to have Ludmila Mesropia and Maria Sidorovich and Maria Nastarova. But they're all gone now. They're all gone now. Sad to say. They don't talk to me anymore. They all ignore my messages. The Russians are pretty much all gone now. They don't like my ranting. They don't like my love of aviation. They don't like my love of World War II aviation or something like that. I hear that. They don't like any of that for any sort of reason. The Russians seem to be full of, they don't want to remember World War II. They just want to forget it and hope but they want to remember the Great Patriotic War, which they defeated the Germans and destroyed them completely and prevented them from ever attacking them again. If only Russia could re-emerge as a mighty world power and give Putin would take the Crimea back, but they were expelled from the G8 because they took back the Crimea from Ukraine. Hey, the Crimeans wanted to join with Russia, so they did. What the hell's wrong with that? Now the world wants to attack Russia because of it. It's become very fashionable to attack Russians on Wikipedia, especially when they quote somebody that says tattoos or the tattoo group out there is encouraging pedophiles by their dress. Or some bullshit quote like that on the tattoo English Wikipedia page. Has become very fashionable to attack Russians lately because of Crimea. And I find that to be very unfortunate that people out there don't like Russians because of Crimea, and that there are bigots out there attacking Russia because it's politically correct to accuse them of not decommunizing their country and not having a good process about it because they're part of the communist past and they want to keep it that way. And all the articles on Wikipedia about Russia are garbage and bullshit anyway, because Wikipedia does not like Russians. They don't like their interpretation of history because negationism. They don't like anything about those people. Everything's fair game to them. So I say leave Russia alone. Anything's fair game to those people. English Wikipedia is a cesspool. They think their interpretation of history is correct. They think their interpretation of science is correct. They think they know everything about science, but they don't. They don't. They're not experts. Not all of them. They say whatever they want to say on a written page, claiming to be experts. But they're not experts. They think they know that creationism is pseudoscience or whatever. I don't think creationism is pseudoscience. I think asserting God created the universe is not a myth, and I don't like Wikipedia calling it a myth. I don't think it is a myth. I think it's real, that God created the universe. I think God is real. I'm somewhat religious. I'm an Orthodox Christian. I go to church in Edinburgh, 30 minutes away of the Orthodox Church. I'm an Orthodox Christian because I like my Orthodox Christian brethren, the Serbs fighting the Muslims, trying to not let them take over their country and stuff. But I don't like any of the atrocities and that type of shit. So I generally don't like that. Not all the soldiers did atrocities. Not all of them did. But I think the media inflated it to make the Serbs look as bad as possible. Which they did. But I'm not going to talk about that. Because any video that's pro-Serb usually gets banned. Wikipedia. Because Wikipedia wants to believe the Serbs are guilty no matter what. It's banned by YouTube. Because people hate the Serbs and the Russians. Because they have their own point of view and their own opinion about world events and stuff. And they act unilaterally to save their own people from being annihilated. From being attacked by fascists in Kiev or Zagreb or whatever. They don't like Croatia. I think Croatia is a fascist state. Croatia is not a fascist state, no. It may have democratically elected leaders, but a lot of their nation reveres the Ustaše that fought in World War II for their independence from Yugoslavia, the Serb-dominated Yugoslavia. And that's unfortunate that they could never get over the Ustaše. Ustaše are revered as heroes by a lot of Croats. What about Nedic? He too is revered by some Serbs. Nedic? Milan Nedic and his collaborationist forces. But collaborators are very bad people. Just because they sided with the enemy during the war doesn't make them bad people. It just means they fall on the wrong side and they should be labeled as such by Wikipedia in order to stigmatize them because they fought on the wrong side during the war. Or because there were certain Frenchmen that fought on the Vichy side and converted to the Allied side because they knew that the Vichy was a sinking ship, so they decided to jump ship and get off while they still could. The colonies in North Africa were taken by the Allies. America still maintained diplomatic relations with Vichy France, even though I think it was largely unrecognized. Vichy was recognized by some nations, but that was about it. Pétain was hated and despised for collaborating with the Germans. But who cares about the history lesson? That's how World War II happened. That's how it exactly happened. But I don't care. I make a World War I game. I make a game that takes place 25 years behind Doug Friend's game, 1914, that took place exactly 100 years ago, in the year 1914. I have its own historical board gaming, Global World War I, 1914 Global War. What is entitled is based off of Doug Friend's 1939 creation, which I make the world look like it did in 1914 with some exceptions. I'm not totally historically accurate. I made a few boo-boos. I made Ulster and Ireland separate, which shouldn't have happened. I thought that making it separate would make it more historically accurate. That the Irish would want to unite in Ireland. I didn't get very good information from Wikipedia about that. About Ireland was still united at the time of World War I, so I shouldn't have done that. Oh well, we all make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. But as long as you don't make gross mistakes, horrible mistakes that people don't want you to play your game. This is a game about World War I. World War I. I made a game about World War I some 4 years ago. And it's 50 people like it on historical board gaming. I got 50 likes from Facebook, which Doug Friend's game has more likes. This is more technically involved than mine. I'm not a very good game designer. I don't know. I'm an amateur game designer, and I contributed it to historical board gaming because people wanted a World War I game. So I did. I made it. Great. Great. That's just great. So that's what I want to do. Make World War I games and games about Bosnia and Serbia and stuff. But I don't think people would like that, making a war game, because the memories of Bosnia and stuff are still fresh in a lot of people's minds. And the Palestinian conflict is ongoing, so I don't think that people would like to make a game about those wars for good reasons. So I won't do it. That's all. Maybe I will. I'll make a game about the Battle of Wake Island. I'll make a game about the Battle of Operation Torch. I could do that. I might do that. I will do that. Just I get some help from Doug Friend on how to design a map, which I hope will do well. I hope we'll do well. I pray it'll do well. So that's all I have to say for right now. Fala, do widzenia, Živa la Serbia, do svidania, do widzenia. I love making games about the First World War. It's my favorite time. My favorite topics, the World Wars, where they relate to each other, where Japan was allied against Germany and Austria-Hungary during World War I, and later in World War II, Japan decided to ally against the Allies. It was on the side of the Axis, the other side during World War II. It was very interesting. Very interesting that Japan was even in World War I. Taking German Tsingtao and taking their island possessions to the south and making them into island bases, which Japan used later on about to attack Pearl Harbor, to attack the Pacific. So that's that. Japan. What? Anyway, that was nothing. That was nothing. That was just one of my staff talking. Anyway, that was just me. Anyway, I wish to talk some more about World War II games, Axis and Allies, and Global 1940, which I will in the future. I pray it does well. I made a video 45 minutes long for YouTube. That's all I wanted to do. Fala, do widzenia, do widzenia, do widzenia. Spasiba. Au revoir. Salut. Spasiba. Do svidania. Goodbye.